Now it is Friday, so time now for some food for thought. If you bury your head in the sand and pretend that no one can see you, can you get away with it? I ask this question because there is a new trend on social media. A term that once had a negative connotation has now become a hype term for Gen Z. I'm talking about TikTok's latest trend, being delulu is the only solulu. Well, delulu stands for delusion and solulu stands for solution. So this new trend essentially embraces being delusional as the only solution. But is there an upside to being delusional? Is it worth taking seriously? The answer is mostly yes. Let me tell you why. Sample this. I'm sure if you are on Instagram, you must have heard about the tube girl, a trend that was started by Sabrina Bassoon, who has gone viral now for filming herself lip-syncing and dancing to catchy pop songs while on public transport. And people are loving it. They say her confidence radiates through the screen. Since her first tube girl video went viral, other women have been inspired to flaunt what they've got, without any inhibition, without any shame, while in public. A kind of confidence now being described as the tube girl effect. This tube girl effect has become the poster child for being delusional. What does it mean? What does embracing delusion as the only solution look like? Well, the Gen Z in our newsroom say that this phrase is about faking confidence. It's about taking one's ambitions and turning them into a reality. Despite all odds, it's similar to manifestation. It reinforces the power of belief and self-talk. So is delusion the only solution? It's up for debate. Honestly, some have talked about the problematic aspects of this trend. They say it's just a catchphrase at the end of the day and that one should work on empowering oneself by keeping themselves in touch with reality. Others disagree. They say it's an effective way to become more confident. Like the idea of manifestation, embracing delusion gives some the permission to go after what they want. Now you may be wondering, all that's fine, but what do therapists say? Well, it's positive. Some therapists describe it as a self-efficacy tool, saying that the term can help people address their insecurities. It pushes one out of their comfort zone. It helps in coping with the disappointment that often arises when we don't get what we want, when our desired outcomes don't appear in front of us or we feel embarrassed. They say it gives you the nudge you need sometimes in life to challenge yourself in life, which frankly can be very tough to do. But can being delusional mean self-deception? Some say it does. Older generations believe that Gen Z has had it too easy. Obviously, the line between childhood and adulthood has moved a lot over the past few decades. A century ago, the First World War saw young men go into battle, at least those who were deemed old enough to fight. But then they were not old enough to vote. The voting age was then set at 21. In the first half of the 20th century, women and their first child as teenagers, but that's hardly an excuse for calling today's generation's life easy. Gen Z is struggling. From climate change to the toxic world of social media to the current Ukraine war, the scope of the problem is international. And so maybe, just maybe, embracing delusional can also perhaps be empowering. You can focus on the psychological principle of positive thinking, but if it helps you achieve your goals, how can it be a bad thing? This delusional mindset reinforces the power of self-talk, turning into ideas into action. So I would suggest maybe embrace a touch of delusion and empower yourself to break free from your comfort zone, break through the barriers, take new risks. And if things don't go as planned, remember, you were simply being delulu. WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.